What's going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. Today's video I got with me the 2023 Honda Accord Sport Hybrid. I'm here at Jeffrey Honda. Shout out to them. This is where I bought my Integra from, and that's where I'm at now. They're letting me borrow this brand new Honda Accord Sport, so I'm about to be comparing this to my Integra. So I just got to know what this thing is like. So I got like 8,000 miles of my Integra, and I'm driving this demo right here, the Accord Sport. So these things are brand new, so this will give you the latest and greatest that Honda Acura have to offer. So I'm gonna do a quick review on here, how it drives, and go through some of the insides of the features on there. Before we hop into this video, let us cue that intro. So right here we got the Honda Accord Hybrid Sport. If you didn't know, this thing is on, but you cannot hear it right now because it's a hybrid. It's got an electric motor, and it uses pure electric power to up to some miles per hour, maybe 30, but we'll see once I hop in there. And then we got my Integra. So this Accord is a larger car than the Integra. So with the Honda brands, we got the Civic, then the Accord, and my car is based on the Civic, but it's a little bit bigger, but it's still smaller than this. And just look at the side profile of the Accord. Looks like it has a slope back, kind of like my Integra, or I can show you any of these Integras. The Integras have a slope back roof, but this is actually a lift back. The Accord still has a traditional trunk, so let's go over here and take a look at it, compare it to mine. This thing got a massive trunk. This thing is huge. And then we go over to my Integra. Whoops. We head over to the Integra. Let me clear my rear view camera. That thing be so dirty. It's hard to see. You know how I do. Shout out to the men of culture, Honda Gang Nate, Race Car Friends, Blueprint on the lead. They don't want to see me on this or that. But yeah, I got a more practical car. And I have the A-Spec. And this car has the Sport, so that makes it kind of similar because the A-Spec is like a more sporty look to it. Like I got the black spoiler on mine, and on the Accord Sport we got the black spoiler on here, like the blackout things. We got the sporty wheels on here, and I got the sportier wheels on mine, but I can get optional 19s. I think you can do this. Well, this is the 19s, but they have higher trims of the hybrid. We got the regular hybrid, the Sport, the EX hybrid, we got the Sport L. Like, it's a lot of hybrids. So the hybrid is kind of like the new wave because they only have two of these with the naturally aspirated engine, or it's a turbocharged engine too. So we got the same 1.5 liter as mine, but I think it has like 195 horsepower, and it's only two trims. You get like the L and the EL for that. Let's take a walk around this car. And this car is one of Car and Driver's 10 best again. This car stays on that list. Black mirrors, that's another indicator of like a sports package. And then the wheels give it away too. And I said that black spoiler. Ooh, they even got a black shark fin antenna. I don't have that on my car. This Accord comes in the color called Urban Gray. And they do have another gray as well, but it has more blue in it. So this is more gray than blue. It's a nice color to it. It's an option. It's got a little bit of pearlescent effect going on in there. And let's take a look at this interior real quick. And when I say this thing is new, this thing is brand new. So we got some leather and stitching on the door panels right here. These same vents that you got in the Integra and the Civic. I like the way it goes across, but the grading on here is larger, it's smaller on my car and the Integra. Still got plastic on the seat. we'll look more up here later. Let's see, we got some aluminum pedals down there. Do I got that? You bet I do. I don't wash my cars a lot. Don't say nothing. So looking in here, we're gonna look at the back seats. Like, you get an insert in here, and it kind of looks like denim, but it's cloth. It's still soft. Is this like a zipper? That's a unique style right there. Unique design. So these are cloth seats. You can get leather if you step up in the trims on here. But this is a huge back seat. I step in here. Oh, God. And I said that hatchback-like slope. Less headroom in the back seat. The Integra is the same way, but It's all design, but it's very roomy back here. Very, very roomy back here. And this is where I was sitting. There's a lot of space back here. Then we got the sunroof. Bigger screen up in here than the Integra. Let me start popping them things on y'all real quick. Pop the hood. I was struggling to find that hood latch release down here, but it's right there, right up under my nose. And then here we got a 2-liter engine. We got an electric motor, like I mentioned earlier. It has a 2-liter engine, and the electric motor kicks in at certain instances. We'll figure that out once we drive, but it can't start off in all electric power. This hybrid is going to come with 204 horsepower and I think 247 pound-feet of torque. And that's what sets it apart from my car, that hybrid engine. So the electric engine on here gives it a ton of torque. So with the electric engine and the traditional engine, the combustion engine, in tandem, in series, is going to give you a lot more torque, and you will definitely be able to feel that driving around town. It'll also be quicker off the line. Now my Integra is lighter than this car. My car is like 3,100 pounds. This car is, bing! So the window sticker of this car is $33,445. The only option on this vehicle is the color, the urban gray, and that's $455. So the efficiency on this car is still better than the Integra. Like I said, that electric motor works wonders. Fuel economy on here is going to be 41 city, 46 highway with a combined of 44 miles per gallon. And that blows my car out the water, the hybrid, man. So enough talking about it. Let's get behind the wheel and see what the difference is to drive this thing. So I'm really curious about it. Get a point of view of this thing walking around. Like I said, this thing is still brand spanking new. I think it's a very attractive car. Like the black badge and black accents. All right, now let's hop in this thing and see how it drives. Plastic everywhere. Turn some heat on. Turning that on. Made the engine come on. Now let's see what our startup animation looks like. Adjust my steering wheel. So this thing has cruise control as well. Turn that fan off. But sitting right here is very familiar with the Integra, so I see a lot of the same buttons here. We got the travel distance for cruise control. We got the lane keep assist here. Uh-oh, engine turned off. We ready. We in EV mode right now. I'm going to turn that off. Let's see if I do cruise control. I'll turn that on. Okay, so that's different than the Integra. Let me buckle up before I pull off. This thing got some big cup holders. That's different. Park brake. That's about in the same location. I'm going to drive in sport mode because why wouldn't I? Let's see what a few of these buttons do real quick. Oh, you can't drive in EV mode, only in sport mode. So I'm assuming if you go into like normal mode, you can make the car drive around in just EV mode. And you got it on auto. You can see it populate up under there. I'll just keep it on auto for now. We'll go to sport mode later on. It's only one knob up here. Is this touch? Yeah, those aren't physical buttons. All we got is a volume knob right here and a power button. Turn that off. No heated seats in this trim. You can get that. You can get heated and ventilated seats in here. Oh, no heated steering wheel. That's my biggest gripe with the Integra. I'm not sure if a heated steering wheel even comes on this, but this graphical display, like looking at this one and looking at the Integra uses just all black and white, even though you can add color. But once you go into something like CarPlay, it is full color. But this screen is definitely wider than the Integra. I can see you can put a different source on the right side. Okay, it's kind of dual screen, kind of like my M2, but this screen is actually wide enough and usable. So I'll just keep that on power flow. Looking around up here, we got SOS mode, sunroof, sunglass holders, lights on, stuff for the doors, lamps up here. Everything in here is brand new. Even the steering wheel, got paddle shifters made out of plastic. 5 miles on this car, so let's get it on the road because I can't wait to drive this thing. We're gonna start off in normal mode. Complete silence. Let me do some brake torquing to hear the engine turn on. Oh dang. Felt like I was in the rocket ship real quick. So if you're light on the throttle, it's gonna stay in EV mode. But if you floor it, you hear that engine turn on. I see it even reading my stop signs right here. That's cool. I got the 20. I heard the engine come on. If you go super light on the throttle, it turns off. Which is pretty cool, but I'm going too slow to be out here. So let me speed up. And go into sport mode because we need the speed. Hey, I forgot it's got a CVT up in here. Nuts. See how this thing handles. I noticed you can tell a little bit of the heft just by that little curve I just did. It definitely feels heavier than the Integra. A little bit of body roll up in here. But let me go back to normal. This car isn't even meant for driving like that. Don't mean we can't drive it like that though, but I'm just curious to see how this car drives when you drive it the way it was meant to be driven. Very smooth though. It's got a really well damped suspension. Like the bumps, it soaks them all up. Can't hear a little bit of road noise coming through. Dang, that mirror is just so fast. Dang. Sonic speed. I see that. Let me adjust my right mirror. Gotta be getting over right here. Playing with these graphics, man. What the heck is going on there? Oh, front wheel drive, so it's saying I'm sending EV power to the wheels now. And now it's the motor. Okay, so you can kind of see that. Now it's in tandem or in series, meaning together. How does this thing handle? Still feel the Integra handles better, as well as the Civic. But this is not the point of this car. Maybe the base trim without the electric motor, because that adds a lot of weight to the car, those electric motors. Are you getting over? Are you getting over? Let me know if you're getting over. You getting over. Thanks for letting me know. I wonder if this thing has regenerative braking. Let's see what happens on the screen. Okay, so you can look at that dial over there, and the arrow drops down, and it's helping recharge the hybrid system. So that's pretty cool. So this will help you be a more economical driver, having these nannies on here or having this display to show you how you're driving. Because if you bought this car to save on gas, you don't want to be flooring it and being in the regular engine. Because if you're in the ICE engine, the combustion engine, you might as well have bought the 1.5 liter. These seats are pretty comfortable as well, but I do have the plastic on here, and I got this sweet jacket on, so I get to slide around a lot. But it's actually holding me in place. But the bolstering is pretty good on here to say, because I got this slick jacket on. Oh dang, I should have started off like that. All EV right here is super quiet. Fun fact, this is a very solid turn signal stalk. Had to apply some pressure on that. Let me do that again. That's like some BMW quality right there, how solid that felt. Yeah. All these now, oh dang, that's like a step above how my Integra feels. Man, that is a very satisfying turn signal indicator engager. And with the roof being so sloped back, like the visibility behind you isn't as good as it could be, but you can still see out of here. That's just the way the industry is going nowadays. Like the belt lines on these cars are higher, so the visibility decreases. Oh, they changed these things too. Okay, so I see they redesigned these, you hear that? Solid. So just the way you do it is like you pinch it and move it to the side if you want to adjust it, or up and down, and it clicks. I don't know what the clicking is for. We got the ops right there, the camera. Hey, everybody calm down. Just driving this Accord Sport the way it's meant to be driven. All right, let's go back to sport mode. This is pretty good in just normal mode, but oh, you can feel that torque kick in too. Oh, the safety system's kicking in, because I did not see that car in my blind spot, and the window sticker in the window kind of blocked it too. But like these new Honda and Acuras, they're very safe. Like they will not let you do anything like that you shouldn't be doing without alerting you. So these are good to have. I'm wondering, since this car is so new, does it kind of hold off on letting me do some things with the power? I know some cars, it doesn't unleash the full power till you get in brake in. You shouldn't be revving it that hard on a brand new car. But I'm gonna try out that full EV mode in just a minute here. We're about to set up individual mode real quick. Powertrain, I'll keep that at normal. Steering, I want sport. What the heck is ACC? Don't want economy. Gauge, I like normal mode in here. The red gauge just kind of throw it off for me. Actually, the red gauge in here is pretty legible. Like in my Integra, it's kind of hard to read in sport mode. That's why I keep it in individual mode and just have the normal setup. I'll do the same in here too, even though it's not bad in sport mode. But yeah, that added some heft to the steering. Yeah, this thing probably weighed closer to 3,500 pounds. I was kind of cautious to say what the weight was in the earlier part of the video, but yeah, this is probably 3,500 pounds. So let me see how this thing takes off in EV mode. EV mode is canceled because I'm driving inefficiently. All right, let me try that again. You can really feel the torque kick in, man. That's something that the Integra doesn't have, that down low torque. A little phenomenon going on. So it cancels around 30, 35. Creep down one of these streets and see how we go. I'll drive slow to see when it's canceled. So quiet. And you can hear the road noise and the poles and things of that nature. Intersection. People don't always stop around here. $32 miles an hour is when it cuts off of EV mode only. That's pretty good. We got an older generation. The Accord, looking good. That's a sport too. You can tell by the fan blade wheels. And even driving like this, we averaging 34 miles a gallon. That tops the Integra on efficiency. What is Use turn signals, peeps. But yeah, this car has the CVT, and if you saw my Integra video where I've driven the CVT, it's more of the same. But this one, it looks like they calibrated it a little bit better, so I see more of the shifts in here. So yeah, I see that this Accord is a more mature car, but I'll get my full thoughts later on. So this segment isn't as crowded as it used to be at one point. We used to have like the Fusion, the Malibus, the Buick Regals, the Camry, and a lot of those guys are leaving. Like even, I think the Kia K5 is leaving. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're gonna do away with that. It was the Optima, but they changed the name. I don't know why they changed to these goofy names. The K5, like what significance is that? Like everybody was comfortable with Optima. All right, so now we're back here. Jeffrey Honda, Jeffrey Acura. Put this thing in the parking lot. It doesn't belong here, but we'll get it back where it needs to be. Try to hit the clutch pedal to go in reverse. Oops. See the Acura CL, like the two-door TL from back in the day. Those things are great cars. Minus that transmission. Can y'all hear that? The little noise going in reverse? Ever so subtle. Hey, does this not have like rear park aid assist? I'm used to the beeps. I'm about to bang this thing up against the fence. All right, let's get my final thoughts up on this thing. What do I think about it? I think it's a fine automobile. Here comes the but it depends on what you're looking for in a car. So me, I look for handling. Handling is my main priority. Speed comes secondary to handling, but it depends on what you need in the car. If you need a larger car, and the Integra is arguably more practical in the cargo area, but if you need to fit like 3 adults in the back seat, Accord. Like it's big in the back seat. It's more efficient than my Integra with this hybrid system in it. So with the hybrid system, it adds more weight to it, and it does have the 2-liter in here too, so that adds more weight. The 1.5 liter is lighter, and you can feel the difference in driving the two. The Accord does have a good steering feel, and the EV mode, they need to put that in the Integra. Actually, they do have the hybrid and the Civic, which will be coming for a 2024 model year to the United States. It's already in countries across the pond, so we'll be getting that. The Accord has grown. It has gotten more mature. It's gotten larger over the decades with each generation of it. So I think this is a fine automobile. It's not the automobile for me because I like the sporty intentions, and I've driven Accords in the past, and maybe it's just a hybrid system because that does add massive weight having an electric motor in there. Hey, bird. Hey man, we gotta silence you. Pardon the bird. I'll have to drive one of the lower trims and see what it's like to drive and the tossability of it, but this with the hybrid engine, it doesn't have the tossability. Like I felt body roll, and that's something that's not synonymous with me to the Accord, because they're normally like, they handle really well, like definitely the Hondas and like the Mazdas of yesterday, but this thing, you can kind of feel the heft, especially on the nose end of it. You can get a lot of features in here depending on which trim you get, and that does come at a cost too. As this one is, it's cheaper than what I paid for my Integra A-Spec with the technology package, and this one is missing some features, but you can get heated seats, you can get ventilated seats. That's not even offered on the Integra, so it depends on what you want. But with that cost comes a higher price, so you'll have to get the Accord Sport Touring like L or something. I don't even know the name of the model, but you got to go to the top trim, and that comes at about $39,000. But you can get most of the modern features. Like I praise the self-driving features in my car. There's Acura Watch in there. Is it called Honda Watch? Probably. But with those features in there, it's a great driving car, because I don't think other manufacturers have their stuff down packed as Honda does, because it's extremely well in these Hondas. So if you're looking for a car that can do that for the road trips, commutes, and you can use cruise control, definitely get one of these. But if you're looking for like a sporty Accord, you can't even get the manual on here. You know, I'm a manual elitist myself. I only drive manual, so that already knocks it off the list. But if it did come with the manual, would I consider it? I'll have to look at the ICE. Not used to these with the electrics and hybrids on the market. I got to change my vernacular around. So with the internal combustion powertrain in here, I would consider that, because it is a larger car. It should be like a liftback how it's shaped, but still a traditional trunk. But it's still a very practical car. This thing is large, man. Like Accords didn't used to be this big. This thing is huge. But it's a fine automobile, man. I enjoyed my drive in it. What impressed me the most about it is definitely the EV mode in here. So I know I talked about it, but it's going to take away from the sportiness of a car in this price point too. It's only like $33,000. Like, what other hybrid can you get in that price range that's this good? But yeah, how would I spec mines out? I'll probably, it's got a CVT. I probably wouldn't even spec one out, but having to get one of these, I would go all out. I'll go for the top trim. I would get the hybrid. I would get the sport, because I like the appearance and everything, and I want all the gadgets and all the features. I want ventilated seats. I want a heated steering wheel. If they offer that on the Honda, they should offer that on the Honda. It got the shape for it, but I don't know, because I rag about that in my Integra video, even though it is an option, an accessory. But that's my thoughts on the 2023 Honda Accord. Like, go test drive one. Like, they're available here. They're at Jeffrey Acura, so they got a few out here on the lot. They do have a top trim, but I chose this one because it's the demo model, and they're a more mature car than what they used to be. Like, Honda mature, like with the new Civics and even the Integra, it's like a mature line. These are more sporty. These are for your everyday commutes. Like, if you don't care about handling, if you don't care about, well, it's got the acceleration, especially in EV only mode. Like, that was pretty fun. Like, just the G-forces up to 30 miles an hour, like, it pins you to the seat. Wasn't expecting that from that car. But like the regular driving, the CVT, you got to get used to the CVT, and that is not my favorite transmission, because mine is the manual. But let me know what you think in the comments about this Honda Accord. Would you buy one? Are you on the market for one? Like, for me, I would get one in the household, but that would have to be something that the wife would drive, because she doesn't care about like handling and things of that nature. Power, forget about it. But the efficiency of this car is impeccable, man. That is very impressive. So kudos to Honda for making this for the consumer. Like, this would be the majority of people. Like, most people want this car. I'm in the minority with what I look for in the vehicle. So that's my thoughts on the 2023 Honda Accord. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm Q, checking out. Don't forget to check out my channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.